Hey guys, it's Miss France, the school counselor from Smith. I'm here with your weekly counselor craft time. Today we are going to be making a coping wheel. So that's going to be a little wheel that you can spin that has a bunch of different ways to get from either red or blue back to green. So I'm pretty excited about this. It's one of my favorite projects. And before I start, I should tell you, they're working on the ceiling or the roof above my classroom right now, so if you hear loud noises, that's what it is. Hopefully they won't be too loud, so we will see, but hopefully they won't be too loud. So what you need to start with is you need a white paper. So I already have mine cut into a circle, but a white piece of paper and scissors. Remember to use scissors carefully with your parents' permission. You will need it doesn't have to be yellow, but any kind of colorful paper. We're going to make our arrow out of this paper. I chose yellow, but it doesn't have to be yellow. Yellow is just my favorite color. And then also you can have another piece of paper to be kind of your background. So you can choose a colorful piece of paper, or you could take a white piece of paper and color it all up however you want with whatever colors you want. Then you will also need, I used colored pencils, but you can use markers, crayons, whatever you want. So go ahead and grab something like that to color with. And then you will also need something to put everything together with. So I used one of these brass fasteners, which is kind of the easiest way to do it, but you can also get creative and use like tape or a rubber band or something like that, string. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can get creative with it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our white paper and cut out a circle. Like I said, I already did that. You can see I'm not perfect with my circles. You guys don't have to be either. Just do your best. So go ahead and cut out your white circle. Then you're going to set that aside. You're going to take your colorful piece of paper that you're going to make your arrow out of and cut that out. So I've already cut mine out. So that's my arrow. And you want to make sure it's big enough that it'll be able to point at things on your wheel. So make sure it's big enough that it goes across. All right. Then once you have those cut out, you are going to take your white circle and you are going to start making the different sections for all our different coping mechanisms to get back to green. So how you do that is you start in the middle with a dot, and then you do a line down and across. So that would make 4 sections. And then you can do 2 diagonals like in an X, and that would make 8 sections. So right now I have my dot in 8 sections. The dot in the middle is really important because that's where you're going to put your hole to fasten it all together. So that's kind of like your guideline. So you definitely need the dot. And then if you want 6 sections, you can do 6. If you want 4, you can do 4. I like 8 because it gives me a lot of options. So you can do 8. So I've already got that all segmented out. And I chose this kind of like maroon burgundy color for my lines because if you go to Smith, you know that's kind of our color of our school is a nice burgundy color. So I thought that would match well. So I've got that all segmented out. Then we have to draw in our different coping mechanisms. So if you think about coping mechanisms, things that if you're feeling like you're on red and you're really angry, things that can get you back to green, or if you're on blue and you're really sad or you're tired, things that can get you back to green too. So if you think of those, some of my favorites are the different breathing mechanisms like bee breathing, where you take a big deep breath in and then let it out and sound like a bee. Bzzz. Or I really like soup breathing, where you have your bowl of soup and you smell it and then you pull it down with a big breath. I really like both of those. Some different coping mechanisms could be, remember, you always have to make sure that you have enough water. That's a big one. You have to make sure that your belly is full so that you have a snack or something to eat. That's important. Also, talking to people is always a really good way to kind of deal with really strong emotions, because when you talk to someone, you're able to kind of, hear yourself talk about it, but also hear it from their perspective. It makes things a little bit easier. And some good people to talk to, especially when you're at home, could be your parents, your siblings, some friends that you're with. Those would all be good people to talk to. Also, there's things like if you just need to get out and take a walk. It's really nice out. Like this whole week has been super nice. So taking a walk can always be helpful. And also we have things like wall pushes. So when you put your hands against the wall and push, or chair pulls where you put your hands underneath the seat and pull. Those are all good ways to get yourself back onto green. So I chose 8 of them here. So I have talk to a friend, soup, breathe, take a walk, chair pulls, have a snack, talk to my mom, drink water, and be breathe. Those are the ones that I chose. So once you have this all filled out and all drawn and colored, however you want, you can make it as beautiful as you want to make it. We are going to put it together. So the first thing you need to do is you need to poke a hole right in the middle in that dot. You can kind of see, if I get it closer, you can see the hole that I've poked. So I just poked a little hole in there. You can use a pencil for that. You can use your fastener for that, whatever you have around to poke a hole. Just make sure you're safe, because if something sharp goes through the front of it and you have your finger on the back, you could get poked. So make sure you're safe. Then you are going to take your arrow and poke a hole in the bottom of your arrow. And then this is going to fasten together with the wheel so it can spin around with your different options. So once you have that, you can also take your background picture. Mine just says my coping wheel, but you can decorate it however you want and put a hole in there. And that's going to be where all of our stuff hooks together. Okay? So go ahead and line up all of those holes. I'm going to try to do my best to line them up. So you're going to line them up on your sheet like that. And then you're going to take your fastener or whatever you have to put them all together, and you're just going to put it right through all of those holes so that they all stick together. And I am going to try to do mine on the video as much as I can, but it's kind of difficult. All right, so I've got mine in there. Then if you have a fastener, you have to hook it on the back so it stays. Otherwise it will go all over the place. But there you have it. And that's your coping wheel. And then when I'm feeling upset, I can just move my arrow around to the different things, and I can choose which one I'm going to do. Like this one is take a walk, so I get up and take a walk if I'm feeling upset. I could pull it over here and say, you know what, I'm feeling really tired. I think I just need a drink of water. You can go all around. So I hope you guys have fun doing this craft. It's a really good thing to have at home. It also is a good thing to have at school once we're back. So remember this when we get back too. But I hope you guys have a great week and are learning lots of good stuff. Bye, guys.